What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. Appreciate y'all. And today, what we have, as you see by the title, we have Jealousy Part 6, No Remorse Until There is Blood Required. And today, we'll be going into the Bible to show how people with no standards of integrity or honor don't care about their actions until they're required to sacrifice themselves instead of others as payment for their dishonorable and chaotic dealings. So today we'll be studying Genesis chapters 42, verses 21 through 28, and chapter 43, verses 1 through 14, to show how true this is and how it still relates to us today. So I'll give everyone a little time there to uh, get to where they need to be. Genesis chapter 42, verses 21 uh, through 38. Give me a few minutes here. Uh, all right. New, what's good? Shing Shang, what's good? Malone, Shalom, Brown Bird. Yo, I still got to check out some more of yours. I call out some more of your content, Brown Bird. Thanks for y'all coming through. Yeah, Agon. I did email you the panel link, but it's not this one. It'll be whenever I start the barbershop talk, Agon. And then we'll hit the panel link. But this one is no panel. Blaze, what's going on? What's going on, fellas? So hold on, let me get everything together here. All right. I need to like the video myself. All right. So now be getting into it. All right. Verse 21. And they said to one another, truly, we are guilty regarding our brother Joseph, because we saw the distress and anguish of his soul when he pleaded with us to let him go. And I'll be reading, my bad, I'll be reading from the Amplified version of the Bible. Yet we will not listen to his cry, so this distress and anguish has come to us. Reuben answered them, did I not tell you, do not sin against the boy? And you would not listen. Now the accounting for his blood is required of us, for we are guilty of his death. 23. Hold on. All right, my bad. I'm back. Did I not tell you, do not sin against the boy, and you will not listen? Now the accounting for his blood is required of us, for we are guilty of his death. That that 22nd verse there is, that that's where I got the came up with the title for this discussion and video today, um, because of that. And the other thing I want to point out here while we're on it is how, especially, I mean, we're pretty much here who come here for the most part, we're Black Americans. We're Black anyways. And how the mindset of the culture is feminine. Um, because we talked about in this space before how women, they don't really care about their situation, the decisions that they've actually made, until it comes time for them to actually pay up. And whenever they have to actually pay up, when they have to actually sacrifice themselves. Now, when a sacrifice from them, when their own skin is payment, they don't really care about the decisions they made up until up until now, that they have to actually pay in blood. And so that's why I said, it'll be showing how this is true today, because that mindset of the culture, how it's ingrained and taught to the men as well. Those feminine ideologies. But to pick up on 24. Wait, hold on now. 24. No, 23. They did not know that Joseph understood their conversation, because he spoke to them through an interpreter. He turned away from his brothers and left the room and wept. Then he returned and talked to them. He returned and talked with them and took Simeon from them and bound him in front of them to be kept as a hostage in Egypt. Then Joseph gave orders privately that their bags be filled with grain and that every man's money used to pay for the grain be put back in his sack and that provisions be given to them for the journey. And so this was done for them. They loaded their donkeys with grain and left from there. And at the lodging place, as one of them opened his sack to feed his donkey, he saw his money in the opening of his sack and said to his brothers, "My money has been returned. Here it is in my sack." And their hearts sank. And they were afraid and turned trembling to one another, saying, "What is this that God has done to us?" So it goes to show, now, because they realize whenever it's required for them to bring their younger brother, and they had to leave one behind. Now they're paying in blood for their actions. This fear. Now they have remorse now for what they had done to to their brother Joseph. So now everything that happens, that fear is reigning supreme in them, and that remorse is now that they feel that they're actually having to pay for the wrong that they've done. Verse 29. When they came to Jacob, their father, in the land of Canaan, they told him everything that had happened to them, saying, "The man who is the Lord of the land spoke harshly to us and took us for spies of the land. But we told him, we are honest men, we are not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father, one who is no longer alive, and the youngest is with our father today in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the country, said to us, by this test I will know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me and take grain for your starving households and go. Bring your youngest brother to me. Then I will know that you are not spies, but that you are honest men. Then I will return your imprisoned brother back to you, and you may trade and do business in the land." Now, when they emptied their sacks, every man's bundle of money that was paid to buy grain was in his sack. When they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. Jacob, their father, said to them, "You have bereaved me by causing the loss of my children. Joseph is no more and would take Benjamin from me. All these things are working against me." Then Reuben spoke to his father, "You may put my two sons to death if I do not bring Benjamin back to you. Put him in my care and I will return him to you." I'm going to stop here. Now, even still here, you see when Reuben is speaking, he's he's still trying to avoid his own skin being in the game. So he's willing to put his own children up instead of sacrifice itself. Like I said, it goes to show with our culture when we talk here today, how the men how this is being taught and ingrained into the men, because of that's what the women do. Everything, they're willing to sacrifice everyone else except for themselves. And this trait has been conditioned into the thinking of men as well, to think feminine, as Zero would say, speak bitchinese. And he's speaking it there. You may put my two sons to death if I do not bring Benjamin back to you. So he's still trying to find a way for him not to pay in blood himself. But continue on with verse 38. But Jacob said, "My son shall not go down to Egypt with you, for his brother is dead, and he alone is left of Rachel's children. If any harm or accident should happen to him on the journey you are taking, then you will bring my gray hair down to Sheol, the place of the dead, in sorrow." Now, be picking up here Genesis chapter 43, verses 1 through 14. I'll give everyone time. But I just wanted to point out that true, these people read the Bible, but don't use it. Yes. Well, they pick and choose. They treat it like a buffet. They pick and choose what they want. They might want some of this ice cream and some of this fish over here, but they don't want the beans and the cabbage over here. Yes, Lawrence. Like women, let's sacrifice the children. yes, it's so true. But picking up here on verse 1 from chapter 43. Now the famine was very severe in the land of Canaan. And it happened that when the families of Jacob's sons had finished eating all of the grain which they had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go again, buy us a little food." But Judah said to him, the man representing Pharaoh, solemnly and sternly warned us, saying, "You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you will send our brother with us, we will go down to Egypt and buy you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down there." For the man said to us, "You will not see my face unless your brother is with you." And Israel, Jacob, said, "Why did you treat me so badly by telling the man that you had another brother?" And they said, "The man asked us straightforward questions about ourselves and our relatives. He said, 'Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?' And we answered him accordingly. How could we possibly know that he would say, 'Bring your brother down here to Egypt'?" Judah said to Israel, his father, "Send the young man with me, and we will go up and go to buy food, so that we may live and not die of starvation. We, as well as you and our little ones. I will be security, a guarantee for him. You may hold me personally responsible for him if I do not bring him back to you and place him safely before you. Then let me bear the blame before you forever." I'm going to stop here for a moment. Now, you see now that the situation has become so serious now because they've used all the grain, they've used all the food. So, they're literally at the point where if they don't get it, they're going to starve. They're going to die of starvation. So now you have here the brother Judah is willing now, because of the severity, to pay for it himself. He offers himself up, unlike his brother Reuben. But yes, the situation now has become so dire that now he's willing to offer up himself. There is no other option. He's going to die anyways. So that's why I wanted to make that point of, it's just like women. Whenever, now that they're so deep in, that now that's the only way that they have out. Now they're willing to go along with the way of doing things. And you see here, it's the same here. So now, they've left themselves no other situation to where someone says, "Hey, look, I'll bite the bullet. I'll take it this time. If we, I'll be the one. I'll be responsible. And you can do to me whatever is needed if he does not come back." So continue with verse 11. Then their father Israel said to them, "If it must be so, then do this. Take some of the choicest products of the land in your sacks and carry it as a present of tribute to the man representing Pharaoh, a little balm and a little honey, aromatic spices or gum, resin, pistachio nuts, and almonds. Take double the amount of money with you and take back the money that was returned in the opening of your sacks. Perhaps it was an oversight. Take your brother Benjamin also and get up and go to the man, and may God Almighty grant you compassion and favor before the man, so that he will release to you your other brother Simeon and Benjamin. And as for me, if I am bereaved of my children, Joseph, Simeon, and Benjamin, I am bereaved." So we end there with verse 14. I just want to do this this reading here. It just felt so in line with I think it goes to show, how everything that I came in on Agon's here at the last minute, his channel that he had, that, it's how everything he talked about there, it coincided with what this scripture here, how you have people that, they don't have any remorse until now, that for their previous heinous actions, they don't have any remorse until they have to pay with their own blood. Now there's remorse. And I just wanted to show how the practicality of these scriptures, how it applies even still today with this. We see it all the time here within this nation, within our societies, how people are willing examples of this. You know, they don't want to pay for anything until now. They have to actually pay in their own blood. Now they're worried about their actions of the past. Not because they're genuinely, not because they genuinely care or they're concerned of how things are going to turn out, but because now they have to pay. Their payment is now required of their own blood and skin. Now they actually care. Now, Doran, man, I ain't preaching. I'm just I like to call this Bible study, man. Um, to me, you know, preaching is emotion filled. While this right here, the Bible study part of it, which you don't really see women going to, is logic and knowledge filled. It's information that you can actually apply to your life to make your situations better. It gives you better understanding of why you should do what you do. Why doing things accordingly, you know, there's less cost in it. um the biggest cost is just being disciplined, which we see that with so many individuals in our society today. Being disciplined is a cost they're not willing to pay until until now. They don't concern themselves with discipline until they have to actually pay with their own blood, when they cannot sacrifice someone else, when the sacrifice requires them to sacrifice their own selves. Now they actually care. But before that, before they did not. I find that very interesting and very telling. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna post the hold on. Post the link to the barbershop talk in the chat. That way we can move over there, those who haven't subscribed. But this is where we'll be going to next to have a discussion on it. Have a gentleman come up that I emailed, you know, we'll come up on the panel and talk about, you know, how this applies to us today, and how it reigns very true today. But I want to thank everyone for coming out, for listening to this. I want to thank all my new subscribers that I've had. Thank you for the support. I appreciate every bit of it. And I want to thank Marco last week for the very insightful questions that he asked. That that he asked that needed to be answered. I thought it was very, very insightful and very great. And I just wanted to say, like I said to, I think I can't remember if it's Blue Pill Simping in Agon's chat earlier, when I said that, you know, I do the choices that I make, decisions I'm making, I'm doing for myself. I do it too because I want to better my own self, because of how my purpose and everything is going together. I'm not doing it to gain clout for amongst the public. You know, the clout doesn't matter to me. I don't. That doesn't mean that I haven't made a mistake like that before. You know, in my youth and my ignorance at the time. But you know, with age, it's supposed to come some wisdom. With time, you're supposed to learn from that and not keep making the same mistakes over and over again. So, you know, I do it now. Everything that I do now, I'm trying to gain and improve. I'm doing it towards that purpose that I have in mind, and not to receive some recognition or to stun on other people. I could care less of what those people think. It's not of any importance. But, you know, being true to my purpose and being true to myself, that is. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank everyone for listening. And hey, peace, everybody, and be safe. That's all I got. And see y'all here in a minute. I'm starting the barbershop talk. Later, everyone.